Go to the clearance.
You know, we're
rack.
getting like about 180 people per segment that are viewing, from 80 to about 180. It depends. Some days, you know, it's not 125. But on the Facebook now, people,
on the
yeah,
Facebook.
like I was just at a business meeting,
Gotta go Twitter.
a large business meeting, and 4 people, without my solicitation, stood up during the meeting saying they listened to the show, blah blah blah, about this or that. And then a fifth person, she stood up. She said, "Well, I don't listen to Rhett anymore. I watch him on Facebook."
Oh wow!
So it's amazing. This thing is changing everything.
Well, I got to tell you, with Facebook, very interesting. You know, Facebook's numbers are challenged at best when they talk about their user growth and MAUs and all that. But with Facebook, I survey the younger kids and I ask them in the class how many use Facebook. Almost none.
That's right. Young people don't use it.
No.
We've known that for a long time. Why don't you catch up with the news?
Oh, is that been
It's a 35 plus market.
Yeah.
So there you go. See, we're glad you're catching up with us, Joe.
Hey, you know, sometimes
I'm
slow.
Yeah, you are.
But I just like to survey them, and I ask them for Twitter, and about two out of the 7 students use Twitter.
I don't know how to tweet still.
Oh man, it's the most brilliant thing ever. What's great about
you tweet?
Nope, not at all. You know,
why is it the most brilliant thing?
I'll tell you what. If you have time on your hands and you want to grab information and news, what's great about Twitter, you report your news, Rhett, immediately to all the people on Twitter. It's like it's a press release without any filtration. Like right now for the news for you, if someone sent you a news report, a press release, you filter what you want to say, right? If they sent you 2 pages, you filter that. With Twitter, the consumer reads it directly with zero filtration.
Only if you have followers.
Yeah, but you get followers naturally, organically.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're agreeing.
I got about 12,000 on my sites on Facebook.
Yeah.
Recently, I posted an interview I did with Dr. Mallon because he's concerned that he's an ophthalmic surgeon. They want optometrists who are not even MDs to be able to do minor surgeries. And as Dr. Mallon said, there are no minor surgeries.
Right.
Why would you allow an MD, someone they have a doctorate, not an MD doctor, to do minor surgeries on your eye anyway? And so we can test this. Anyway, we had we did this interview, and I posted on Facebook. It's about a 1-minute interview. We got 58,400 views. So somebody said, "Oh, did you pay Facebook for that?" I said, "Not a dime." So I called up Dr. Mallon at Center for Advanced Eye Care. I said, "Did you pay?" She said, "Not a dime." It naturally went what they call viral. 58,400. Now, we had a lady in here yesterday who saved the life of an older lady through yoga. Remember, the young lady in here, very pretty young lady, 28 years of age, she had scoliosis. She got into yoga and has straightened out her back. Matter of fact, she's going to be giving seminars this weekend in town. And she helped that lady. Well, anyway, the New York Post did an article on her, and it went to 50 million readers, 50 million viewers. That's amazing.
Well, who determines that it goes to?
No, it's just a matter of people. It's the attraction to people.
I just got to say, you have some really good people out there, and you have some real scam artists. And I was just thinking about the person on Facebook that did a fundraiser for her child having leukemia. Did you hear about this?
That was one, and that was 8 years ago.
No,
and you're still
yesterday.
talking. You're still talking about it.
She copied the other person that happened.
Oh, well, that's so
and, and so it's kind of like a caveat.
You know what's great about the millennials?
Listen, the caveat emptor. The caveat emptor.
Yeah, that's
buyer
right.
beware.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Just do,
you want to tighten up. You've been ripped off, so you want to tighten up. You know what? Better to err on the side of mercy and get ripped off once in a while. I bet you didn't lose $4,000 to anybody this year that you gave to, expecting that they needed it. Betcha.
I do my due diligence.
Betcha.
And it's also
you do your due diligence.
It's also different for
what's great about millennials? They're givers.
Yeah, and you know what else is great about them? They're broke.
They're not broke.
They're broke.
No, wrong.
Read your
millennials. Wrong. You know it all. You.
They graduate college, they have $60,000 debt, and the average millennial has about $27,000 of college debt. 50% of them are unemployed. They live at their home with their parents.
All right, UFO. A study shows UFO sightings have tripled. Space aliens who visit Earth are fascinated by our planet in the same way humans who visit the wreck of the Titanic are fascinated.
I like that. I like that timer. I like that.
Oh, good. Well, we need someone to donate that to us. It's $60. Pay up.
How'd you get that?
Very good. He bought it on his credit
What
card.
happened to the one you put in the garbage yesterday? What about it? You put one in the garbage pail.
Oh, it's right here. This is it right
So
here.
you took it
I
out.
got so used to looking that I
See,
have.
more people need to stop giving to charity and find good charitable causes to give to instead of these stop giving to local charities, because there's a lot of local charities.
I don't
Not all
want
local
to
charities.
stop giving to local charities. Oh boy, we're going to put you in the headlines. Joseph from Joseph Cookie says, stop giving to local
Well, I
charities.
remember Joseph said you don't give to any charity out of the country.
No, I will not do that either.
Okay.
And, you know, I've donated. I've given a lot to charitable groups, but I ask for their financial statements, and I review and audit their financial statements. And I don't care how much money it is. If it's 500, 1,000,
The problem with you
10,000,
is
or 100,000.
you don't need enough sleep and you have too much time on your hands.
Oh yeah.
An idle mind is the devil's workshop.
He only sleeps 3 hours a night.
Yeah, and I don't have an idle mind, so no devil workshop there.
That's hard, Joseph. You're not sleeping a long time at night. Isn't that hard on you?
No, not really.
No.
It's just, it's, you know, I don't need, just by function, I don't need a lot. If I was tired, and there are times that I am exhausted, I sleep. If I'm tired, I will sleep.
Okay.
Like, a couple months ago, I slept for 12 consecutive
I
hours.
remember you talking
I was
about
exhausted, and I slept, and I got up.
that.
I was still a little fatigued, and then I went to bed early that night, and then slept a full, and then after that, boom, back to normal again. So if my body says, hey, look, I'm exhausted, then I listen. And I don't drink a lot of coffee.
No.
I mean, I love coffee. I don't drink a lot. I drink 2 cappuccinos a day, sometimes 3. And now that I just went to the doctor, my blood work came back perfect, all my everything. So my blood pressure 121 over 79 or 78, something like that. And all my blood work, my hemoglobin A1C, which is a 90-day average for blood sugar, all of it just perfect. And the sleep thing for me is just, if I'm tired, I'll sleep. If I'm not, I don't. And I just find so much stuff to do. Like in real estate, I do my contracts in the middle of the night, and I send them to the clients. Unless I meet with them and they want it, you know, hey, can we get this offer in? I'll put it in right then and there. But mostly I do it. I got a call at 9 o'clock at night for somebody wants to put in an offer. They called me at my house. I had the offer to them at 10, and I got it back, and you know, so it went to the seller's agent, and so they get a really great service. But I was going to tell you, so the new thing in real estate now is you don't show your listing.
Your dad said get closer to the mic because we can hardly hear you, but I'm putting out the proper level, so I don't know. So talk.
I probably wasn't close to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because I walked around the thing when I was talking. Around, I wasn't even on the mic.
So you don't show your listing?
No, I do. I show everything. I mean, if somebody wants to see the property, I take them. And if I have a listing, I physically am there as the listing agent. When somebody wants to see the property, I meet them there. The new thing today, Bev, is the listing agent isn't at the house. They give you a code to get in. Now you wear a little name tag, and then you insert your name tag, and it unlocks it and gives you the key.
Okay.
And or if you don't have the name tag, you just manually type it in, and then you go in. But it's bad. There's like no personal interaction now. And then when you call, hello, how are you? Good, thanks. When you call to get a listing appointment, you don't call the agent anymore, and you don't call the office anymore. You call a 1-800 number that may be in California or New York, and they put the time in that you're allowed to go see the property. And they say you could be there between 12 and 1 and only between 12 and 1. If you go after 1, you're automatically logged out and your code doesn't get you in.
That's so difficult because you're spending the day showing properties
Yeah.
and you can't be there exactly at 1.
See, and I don't do that. I will not show. I show 2 properties. That's what I show them.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I have 100% closing rate.
Really?
100%.
Are you good negotiating?
I love negotiating.
Yeah.
I like that more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And managing expectations, because I had an offer the other day. The property was 117. The average property was 136.
Mm-hmm.
The lowest price property besides the 117 was 136.
Mm-hmm.
Same unit, same size, square footage, same bed bath configuration, and they wanted to come in at $80,000 or $90,000, and or lower than that. And I said, look, the probability of this getting accepted is small, but I'll put in the offer at 90. If that's what you want, I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want. So I put it in at 90, and they lost the purchase because it was so low. They wound up going for $100,000
Mm-hmm.
is what it wound up selling for.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, look, go to 97.5, you'll get the property. And she said, nope, don't want it. She knew what she wanted, and that's great,
Mm-hmm.
but she lost it over $2,500.
Oh.
And but I found her another place that was lower, and it's income producing,
Mm-hmm.
great return, great
Mm-hmm.
capitalization rate. And we put the offer in last night. I put that in last night at 8:00. So
You said people call you at home.
cell phone on my
Yeah.
cell.
Oh, cell phone. But I remember there was a courtesy that you didn't call the broker at home. And I found Sundays, I'd work every day if I had to.
Bingo, that's how I am.
Yeah.
7 days a week. I get calls 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And to me, if somebody wants something,
Mm-hmm.
they're taking time out of their schedule to call you at that time of night.
Yeah.
It must be important to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I take their phone call.
All right.
I have a deal now that closes next week.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just had the appraiser out there, and we're doing walkthrough today at noon. And he calls me every night, 9:30 to 10 o'clock at night, every single night.
Yeah.
And, my wife's like, well, why do you take the calls? Why don't you just say, hey, look? I said, because it's important enough for him to call me.
Yeah, that's giving the personal attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You should get your real estate license.
No, I don't want to do it anymore.
No, seriously? You don't?
I
Did you
don't
love it, though?
I don't have the feeling for Florida that I had for Vermont. Isn't that strange?
Because that's always home for you.
Yeah, but it's more intimate. This is, when I see all the publications here in this community, it looks like the whole town is for sale.
It does. There's 1,200 homes for sale here.
1,200. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But see, like if you got a farm area
Okay.
that you loved, a little community.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that community was Village Green or say Vista Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you learned about that. That could be your farm area because that they are communities with golf, tennis,
Mm-hmm.
a grocery store, all these little things,
Yes.
and it's one community, and you could fall in love with that little community, and it's cute, and a lot of people live there, like 800 people live there,
Mm-hmm.
but that's your farm area.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. I think because this is what I really love.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is theater.
Rhett, you're in your open.
What do you say?
We're in our open.
I don't know who was that man who came in.
That's Larry.
Oh, you gave him his check? Excuse me.
Does he have another brother, Larry?
Okay, it's time to stump Rhett. Give me a subject and I'll write a song about it. If I can't, we'll give you $100 cash. Come on.
Who?
Pick a subject.
Desalinization.
Desalinization.
It's a sticky, salty situation.
If you ain't got the proper desalinization, I like salt water, but I don't like to drink it, no. I can desalt the water. That's the kind of what ho, ho, ho is. Anyway, so what do you think?
That's amazing.
Okay, so the desalination song.
It's
All right. Stump the Rhett. If you can stump the Rhett, you can get $100 cash.
Wow, cash?
Okay, you owe me $100, by the way.
Zexitography.
Zexitography.
Yeah, boom. You have to be accurate or you lose.
Okay, zexitography. Okay.
You have to sing about zexitography,
Okay,
not the word.
Okay.
No, I don't have to tell you what it is.
Yes.
It's about stumping Rhett.
Oh, zexitography?
No,
Okay.
you can't look it up on your phone. Yeah, 30 seconds, you said. 30 seconds, and
What is zexitography?
the time is up. You lost.
It's a form of
It says-
photography, isn't it?
What is sex photography?
It says, what is sex? SEX photography.
It's zexitography.
Oh, went to the zoo. It wasn't free. They had to pay that tax for tiger sexy.
100 buckos.
Wow. What is it, by the way?
It's a printing method.
Oh, yeah. You're smart, Alec. You know that, don't you?
Make it up as I go.
Though you made that up, it's not true.
No, it's really true.
No, it is
It's
true.
spelled with an X,
X.
but
Xtography.
it's zexitography.
Zexitography.
Yeah, but it's with an X.
Yeah. Only you would waste your time. That's what happens with people that I know that only need. How many hours sleep you need a night? 3?
A couple.
That's
Anywhere,
all.
Yeah. But if
So-
I'm tired, I sleep.
Huh?
If I'm tired, I will sleep.
The founder of Wikipedia says he's going to fight the spread of fake news.
I love Assange.
Although Wikipedia will still be the center of fake history, fake geography, and fake science, fake medical studies, and, well, lots of fake stuff. So, today's quiz question. According to predictions by travel experts, how much will American tourists spend in Britain this year? Do you have any idea? Boom, 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 boom.
3,000.
See, this is Mr. B. You're supposed
Each
to be playing that right now.
on a per person
Boom,
basis.
boom,
A
boom,
per person
boom,
basis?
boom, boom.
A week or
There it is.
I would say 3,000.
Okay.
A per person basis or a total?
Now, how much will Americans, plural?
How much will Americans spend? $1 trillion.
Oh,
No, 3 billion.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
what's the difference in money there? Do you know?
997
Oh,
billion. They said 3 billion
yeah.
versus $1 trillion.
In Chicago, police arrested Travis Clay and charged him with reckless driving, expired plates, no insurance. His license was revoked. The official police report states at the time of his arrest, Clay was wearing a shirt with a slogan, "This is my lucky shirt."
Okay, you're going to have to explain that to me. I don't get it.
Okay, how about this? The poster said this, is that, "Looking for my dog, it's lost. He has one leg, one eye, goes by the name of Lucky."
That's kind of sick, isn't
I
it?
don't know why I'm laughing. 'Cause it's like-
By the way, you have 6 children, right? Disney announced the sequel to Frozen will hit theaters in November.
Uh-huh.
If you have a daughter, you now
It's
have
called
30.
fraud.
That's a good idea. We're going to come out with a movie called Fraud.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Disney announced the sequel to Frozen will hit theaters in November 2019. If you have a daughter, you can now have 30 months to arrange financing for all the new Frozen merchandise she'll demand for Christmas. Boy, a lot of money in this financing and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why I have this inordinate desire to want to sell something on the internet lately.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Sell your coffee mugs.
yeah. Hey, I sold my car.
You did?
So,
On the internet?
Nope.
Oh,
Please don't do that.
oh my God, that's funny. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because you want to sell something on the internet. That's great. Somebody just drove by, saw it, and bought it. Your car. Someone drove by, saw
I
the
don't
car.
know.
You don't know
A
who.
well-to-do man from Long Island, and his
Uh-huh.
wife,
hmm
and they already have other legitimate antique cars.
Right.
Remember, my antique car I had it for 20 years.
hmm
It had the original 1928 Model A bumper, the front, the back. It had the original hood. It had the original ornament. What's the thing in the front? The grill and the ornament on top. So it's considered a classic because then the other parts were fabricated. It was 30 years old. After it's either 20 or 25 years, you're legitimately an antique. So I have the blue plates, and matter of fact, I have to return those plates today. But anyway, antique plates. But anyway, so they said that they had, like one antique car, they have to put it in a truck and bring it to the shows because he's afraid to drive it because if you break a part, you can't replace the parts. So what they're going to do is they have 7 grandchildren. So they took my car. I just put in new seats. I just redid the top, everything. Anyway, they're going to use it, get it fixed up, have it on in the Hamptons. They're from the Hamptons, and he's the former commissioner of police up there.
Oh, wow.
And he bought it and his wife. Very nice, very humble man.
And he lives in, like, Montauk?
They live
Hampton,
here, and they live
Southampton?
in the Hamptons, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. It's amazing up there. But they're saying that Vero is the equivalent of the Florida Hamptons,
Yeah.
I mean, so he even said it. So now we're just saying that Hamptons is the North Vero.
Yeah.
Not switching around here. So if you stick around, the only thing is yesterday, where was I yesterday? Somewhere in town, and I had to go down south town. Oh, I know. I was over at Don's Auto Import. They're working on my other car for me. And by the way, they're exceptionally gifted. They take very good care. You should bring your collection of cars there. I'll explain that to you later.
Okay.
But anyway, Don's Auto Import on 43rd. But so I was driving to and back. There was a flood of traffic. I mean, usually they, you know who they are, usually are headed for home and gone home by now.
Yeah.
Of course, they get up there and then they get a cold spell and they go, Henry, I think we left Florida a little too early here. Because actually, May is a beautiful month here.
I thought May was the month that most of
No, they leave after. They
suburbs
leave the
and-
day
just
after. They leave
Easter.
statistically. They leave the day after Easter.
Isn't that all out the door though? I mean, a lot of people are staying here longer.
That's what they
periods of
say.
time. Because
You know who else has moved here lately?
Who?
All kinds of Hollywood people. I mean, lots of Hollywood people. I'm talking about producers, directors. Well, like I ran into a Hollywood editor over at the post
Film?
office on the beach.
Film?
He says, all I have to do is just, as long as they have their computer.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's a film editor?
Film editor, there's film producers, film directors. We're talking about, I'm not going to say who. And some people, and actually, with our magazine, we have people who later on in life want to do things like take photographs.
Yeah.
And Barbara was dealing with somebody the other day, who I will remain nameless, and very famous in that industry, and he's in town. Oh, can Rhett interview you? No, don't want to do that. They just don't want to. We're talking about, record company executives, owners, very famous producers, but some of them just don't want to. Not everybody's a John Walsh, who listens to my show. John, if you're listening right now, I'll give you a gift certificate for $100 to the Ocean Grill. You have to call right now, though, 473-777. Can you imagine John calling up? We're trying to catch this criminal, Rhett, but I needed the $100. Okay.
Hey, Rhett.
473-7777.
He does a lot in the community. John Walsh does.
I called him up once to wish him happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this on the air before. It was kind of cool because one of the cool moments of your life. I mean, come on. He is internationally famous, and that is that he said, Rhett, I just got done doing a segment for the Today Show, but I was listening to, guess whose show I was listening to? Yours. He was listening to my show. The only problem with what John did, I never realized this. John works harder than most people. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
When he does a segment, okay, Jerry Seinfeld, they say every 4 to 5 years, collects almost $1 billion in residuals for his TV show.
Mhm.
Okay, you know about that. It's considerable. And
he was the
when
sixth
John
highest
Walsh,
He was the sixth highest paid.
John Walsh, there's no residuals. Do you know why? His Yesterday News.
Yeah.
They go, we're trying to catch Malcolm Smith. Well, they caught Malcolm just 6 years ago when they shot it. They're not going to replay. They can't replay it.
Right.
So he has to keep it fresh every week.
No
or
syndication. Yeah. The money in Hollywood is the syndication mark when somebody else buys it.
Well, that's the retirement.
yeah.
He's doing fine financially, but
No, but the syndication is where you get that check.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was on the set of King of Queens with Kevin James on
You were?
on the day
That's the big fat guy that drove the UPS truck.
on the 100th episode, and he came over and he hugged me. He said, "This is the big day," and I said, "Why?" He said, "Because it's my 100th episode." And then I said, "Okay." I didn't know anything what that meant. I said, "What does that mean?" And he said, "We're now syndicated." So at the 100 episode mark, TNT and all those other stations come in and they buy it, and that's where there's a windfall, an ongoing in perpetuity check. And
Well, that's what they're having all these protests for now. They're on strike.
Yeah.
The unions want more and more and more. I don't know how they keep. Every once in a while I'll get a check for my little song that I did for Hallmark. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm this little guy in Florida. How do they keep Okay, it was seen by 37 million. And this is this is not domestic airplay. This is international airplay. I've yet to receive a check for domestic. I should send you after them. Anyway, I'll give you a percentage if you go after it.
That's right.
You want to do that?
No, it's right.
Oh no, you're too big shot. You're selling your big real estate deals. Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
So
you had 3 real estate deals this past week. Huh?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah,
Talk
what do you
about
sell? Big shot. You had to be a big shot, didn't you? All your friends were so knocked out. You had to be a big shot, didn't you?
Yeah.
Billy Joel. Is not Billy Joel a great artist?
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. He takes something like that where we all say it, or honesty.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a lonely word. Everyone is so untrue. No one will say it. He said it.
Yeah.
You know? No, he said,
No.
Look at, she's always a woman to me.
Yeah.
She'll cut while she'll cut you and laugh while you're bleeding. She never changes her mind. No, she just changes her mind. I don't know, whatever.
Mhm.
The lyrics are just, the guy's great. He's not as good as Bob Dylan, but
So talk about
he's
pay.
an 8, Dylan's a 10.
You talk about pay, right? And the I think Seinfeld is in like 6th place with highest paid per week per episode.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The whole staff
each
gets now paid. I think like $2.6 million a week.
I find that highly unlikely. That's a lot of money.
That's ridiculous.
Well, look at Roy Riley. He got $25 million to disappear.
Friends, and O'Reilly had a lot harder job because O'Reilly was Monday through Friday.
O'Reilly didn't have a hard job. I know people that worked with him. He had 13 young people. He didn't show up to 3:34 o'clock in the afternoon. They handed him. He was a delivery boy and an arrogant one at that.
If you look at it mathematically, I mean, you look at O'Reilly working every single day, Monday through Friday, 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
And then you look on a sitcom, they do one show a week for 30 minutes. Like if you look at King of Queens, they were all getting $1 million $1 million. It is a lot of work, but it was $1 million an episode for a 30-minute show.
Yeah.
They got $1 million a week.
Mm-hmm.
Friends got like 1.6 million per person on the show or something like that. I don't remember their amount.
I'm only getting $900,000 a day here.
Yeah, I know. You got to step it up a notch.
I got to talk to my agent about this.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry, Lipschitz. Come on, I need some more money, Harry. Do you know who Harvey Lipschitz is?
No.
Okay, it has something to do with my new shirt.
Yeah.
Is it designer?
Harvey Lipschitz is
Ralph Lauren.
That's right.
I
have a friend of mine in town here,
Mm-hmm.
and he was on Madison Avenue, and he walked into this tie shop. run by Harvey
Yeah,
Lipschitz.
You told me this. Yeah, that's right.
Mort
Yeah.
Lowenstein up
Yeah.
on the beach. Check
Mhm.
it out, Mort Lowenstein. Let's find out if Mort Lowenstein is telling the truth. Okay, judges, is it true that Mort Lowenstein used to go into a tie shop in New York City and talk to a man named Harvey Lipschitz, who later would become known as
Ralph Lauren.
Yes, the judges say it's true. And needless to say, and I also have a friend of mine who's in town here, and he worked for Ralph Lauren for a short while. Guess what he got for a Christmas gift?
A car.
$30,000 Rolex watch.
Oh wow.
So he's very giving with his money. But when you're making $1 billion a month, it's a considerable amount of money.
He's got to be getting. The whole fashion industry's got to be turned upside down right now. Because if you think about it,
Why?
Well, they used to sell to Dillard's and Nordstrom's and all
Yeah.
that, Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
And now they sell to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and places like that at pennies on the dollar, and they get paid.
Yeah.
The retail industry is brutal, especially for clothing. Because if your clothing doesn't sell in 30 days, it's 50% markdown. If it doesn't sell after that, it's another 50% on that 50%.
First of all, retail,
tough.
period. We were up at, what's
it
it, Office Depot the other day.
Yeah.
So we're there, and there's one other person in the store. And I'm going, now I love to go into office stores because I
Me
get
too.
inspired.
Me
I
too.
get little clips, and I got little
It's kind of
notebooks.
exciting,
And this,
yeah.
I could do this. It inspires me to do more business. Anyway, so I'm in there. Nobody's in there. So I'm walking on. I said, you understand why we're here? To Barbara. I said, because you're old, and I'm old. I said, look, there's no young people here. You know what they are? They want clips. They want notebooks. They're online. And they're probably paying 50% of what we're going to pay here. So what worries me is I'm wondering when is the Vero Mall going to be plowed under for condominiums? Now, I know that J.C. Penney yesterday, where I got this beautiful shirt. And nobody agrees with me. Huh? Do you
I like it.
this color?
I like that
I
shirt.
think the color is great.
I
Yeah.
wore this for you today. I thought I would get a compliment from you.
Well, you were concentrating. I didn't dare to break up that concentration.
So anyway, I'm out there at J.C. Penney last night, and I said, so are you guys going to be in business?
Yeah.
Oh, we're fine out here. She says, matter of fact, we're going to be selling appliances, and they're starting a whole new thing with appliances. And she said, we just redid the entire air conditioning system, so this J.C. Penney's staying right where it is. But
yeah,
I think that I don't know.
I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad that she's loyal to the company and
Yeah.
she supports. That is really awesome.
But
No, it's inevitable, and it's not so much about going online to buy clothing. Now, I will say this: Amazon just came out with an app.
Yeah.
Now, where you take a photo of yourself and you turn in a circle, and it fits your clothing for you, and then you just buy it from Amazon.
hey, by the way,
and it's a $50.
Yeah.
It's
there was a
personal,
lady came in here, and
it's a personal
remember she
assistant.
came in here for a day, and she took all kinds of video.
Yes.
And next to her, she was at Cajun Cove and showed that they have a new video. She comes in here with this camera, and then the camera, I don't know how it does it mathematically, shows you a visual from up in the sky looking down without the roof on that place, and can show me sitting here in 3D, Mr. B behind the glass here, and all the way back into the green room. This is just amazing. So now you can take a three-dimensional shot of yourself. You go around in a circle.
No, you don't do anything. You put it. It has a little tripod, and you put it on the tripod, and you talk to it just like you do the.
Okay.
What is that thing called?
You have to
Alexa.
move around, or
No,
it has
just
to go
listen.
around.
Just listen. Like you talk to Alexa. Alexa, play this. Alexa, play that. Instead, what you do, you have this, and you call it by name, Echo or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do this or do that, and you turn Echo, take photo for clothing, and you turn in a circle.
So you do have to turn.
But but you're not holding anything. You're not holding.
I didn't
the camera.
say it,
Yes,
though.
you said you hold the
Whatever.
camera like
Of
that.
course, you wouldn't do that because if you hold it, it's going to be looking in the same position as you twirl around.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Palmer, could you please put the camera down?
But I mean, most people want to feel it, see it, when they're putting the clothing on. But there was a great postulation to your point when you went to Office Depot and no youth was there.
Okay, food recall. Uncle John Pride sausages could contain magnets. True. 3 similarities between magnets and sausages. They can both be found in many homes. They're both popular with kids. In a home with kids, you might see both stuck to the outside of a fridge. Move that sausage! That ain't a sausage, Daddy.
You want another water? You know, Rhett, when you come in, I don't dare talk to you because you are so focused.
Seriously.
Yeah, so I want you to know we're not ignoring you, we're respecting you.
No, I know that. That's
What do
good.
What do you talk about? Ignoring him?
No, but
Oh, when he comes in.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
don't
where is
dare.
that video? Did she send it to you?
What video?
The
The
video.
360.
Yeah, disappeared.
I got her card. You want me to give her
Yeah,
a call?
call her
Find
and
out?
say, hey, we had her on the air. I gave her free publicity.
Yeah.
That's worth $500. Say that we're going to get the video. We're going to bill you a bill for $500. We're going to take you to court and
Does
call the
pink
attorney.
flamingos represent cancer?
Only kidding.
Rhett, I decided not to use the headphones.
Oh, you did.
Well,
that's
because,
good.
because the problem you had yesterday, I think it was me with my hearing aid. Okay,
She might be.
sorry.
Listen, I wanted to ask you something.
Mhm.
I wish there was something we could get to eat. I can't do this anymore.
I know what he's talking about.
You're so serious.
Yes.
I can't do this anymore. I want to eat breakfast, but I can't eat because I'm not supposed to eat, but I want to eat. So what do I do?
You should have one of those energy bars.
Is there anything wrong with McDonald's as long as you're not getting, I mean, if you just get the eggs?
Yes, I shorted McDonald's stock. You don't want to go there. Try Burger King.
You what? What about
I
McDonald's?
shorted McDonald's
What's
stock.
that mean?
Oh, I'm expecting them to collapse. Salmonella or something.
Which one?
McDonald's.
You shorted?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
So you do put options and you expect the stock to go down, so you
Hold
get
on.
paid.
Hello, Paul. Yeah, that's all right. So I met with your guy yesterday. It was good. Come up there and visit and do a show for 2 or 3 days, and we're gonna do a probably they're gonna want to advertise in our magazine down here, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. Yeah, he wants me to come up. His wife wants me to come up, Barbara and I, to come up in July. In July to at the end of July because they have a boating a boat. I think it's probably. I mean, I don't know. They didn't say this specifically, but I'm presuming it's a wooden boat show or yeah, something like that. Yeah.
What'd you do with your other bottle?
Drink it.
I mean, but the bottle.
Yeah, we can have some fun
He
together.
got it. He took it.
I'll get you another.
Oh, sweetie, thank you.
Yeah.
The pink flamingos represent cancer.
What do you mean? What's a good time to call me? Me? Yeah. Yeah. Right now I'm on a commercial break. I'm on the news break from my show. You called at the right time, or did you know that? Oh yeah. What are you all about? You always were a funny guy. So I was quite a story about your son, though. I mean, the last time I was with you, I remember I was at your house. I remember there were a lot of windows, and your house, for somehow reason, inspired me to want to have a home where I had the kitchen and the living room all together. Am I right? And you know what? Today I have a beautiful home on the water down here, and guess what? I have the kitchen, the living room, the entry all together in one room. Yeah, and no, not the Gulf. The Gulf is the other side of Florida.
Talk to Rhett. Because there's sometimes that I want to take a day off or something like that. I have somebody fill in for me.
Yeah, my problem is my schedule. That's my big problem now. I don't mind learning. I love learning new things.
You're still hanging out in Ithaca, Syracuse. Oh, so you're in Syracuse?
But I like to.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean seriously.
Okay, because as I recall, when I knew you, I thought your offices were in Ithaca, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Like an elder, some churches have elders.
Yes. Yeah, that's where you were. You were the old brownstone. And so what? Now, what are you doing? How is? I'm sure the world of. I don't know why we were together. I can't remember why we met. Now, I used to do jingles for radio and TV ads, and I don't know if I did. I might have done a musical jingle for you for a client or something. I lived in Albany, and I remember driving up to see you. I just can't put the pieces together. And then for some reason, we went to your home in Skinny Atlas. It was on the water. There were these two little kids, and now that little boy grew up and built a business and sold it for $350 million. See, I should have stayed friends with that kid.
To say how many people are at the
Oh, yeah.
shelter, there's openings. Yeah, for me the tough part is my kids. That's the hardest part. But yeah, I definitely want to learn this because I think it's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Well, he's out of the room. Congressman Bill Redmond is calling. He doesn't want him to know. He's calling at 9:05. He doesn't want Joseph to know. It would be a surprise.
Well, actually, I'm sitting here with a lady in my studio, Beverly Osler, and her son worked with a fella in Stowe, Vermont. And they started. Of course, he used to know a fella. I guess it was either Ben or Jerry, who he remembers the first day he pulled up with his car Magia, and had some frozen ice cream and was delivering it to a supermarket there, and said, "Well, this is the first day we're delivering these, so we're going to have to see how this goes." Named Ben and Jerry's. Did you know that? Do you know that Ben and Jerry's that when they first were starting, they bought an ice cream truck. No, they bought an RV, and they went around across the United States so people could test their ice cream. Well, they got about midway across the United States, and the RV burned to the ground. Well, what they did is they hired a publicity agent, and they said it was the biggest baked Alaska in the history of mankind. It got on front page papers across the United States, and that's what gave the thrust for Ben and Jerry's to make it. Now Beverly's son, who knew them, he was working with a guy in town in Stowe. They had 6 employees, and they were baking coffee beans. And okay, so they started to bake these coffee beans, and then they changed the name to the business to Green Mountain. And these guys came along and said, "Hey, we have this machine we built called a Keurig, and we need somebody to create the cups. Let's go 50-50 on this." They created the Keurig cups. They just sold the business for 14 billion with a B. While you and I were schmucks. While you and I are a couple of schmucks who have been living our lives, working for a living. Would you like to buy an ad for $1,000? So anyway, this is Paul Cowley. Right now, I'm sitting across. He's my guest today. Is Joseph from Joseph's Cookies. Have you ever heard of Joseph's Light Cookies? And he's the CEO. He started it when he was 9 with his parents. His parents got ripped off by a man. They were belly up and broke when his father was 53. How old's your father now, Joseph?
82.
82. And now, of course, they have their Rolls Royces and their Bentleys and their all this other crap. They make what, 12 million cookies a day?
Mm-hmm.
12 million cookies. Say hi to Paul Cowley. He's in upstate New York in Syracuse. Hold on.
Hey, Paul Cowley.
Well, how you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Good.
Is he on the line?
Up here, do you? Joseph's?
Yeah. We're Wegmans.
Oh, you do it, Wegmans. Okay, great.
Yeah, Dollar General. Big Lots has them. Yeah, a whole bunch of different places.
Well, I'll be sure to pick them up.
Thank you. How
You know,
doing?
you know.
I'm on a diet. I'm trying to lose some weight.
Hey,
Well,
Paul.
they're sugar free.
Hey, Paul. If you want, there's you can tune in anywhere in the world. Now, I get calls from San Francisco, Canada, England. You have an iPhone? Do you have an iPhone, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
Right now, download the app. It's a free app for iHeartRadio, IHEART Radio, iHeartRadio, and then go to WAXE, or get on your computer and go on Facebook. And he doesn't have to be my friend, right? No, you don't have to be my friend. Go to Rhett Palmer, and we're live on Facebook. We have cameras in here now. Although we just started the Facebook 6 months ago, but we have about 180 people, 200 that are listening every 20-minute segment.
Yeah.
So there's maybe 800 people a day. It's not a lot, but it's starting out in Facebook. Although recently I posted something in Facebook, I got 58,400 views. So this is all changing and morphing. But listen, get iHeartRadio. We're about to go back on.
Let me get down.
Mr. B, how long's airtime?
Okay, this is the last spot. Then you're open and you have a phone call in here.
Okay, the congressman's on the line?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got a congressman on. Okay, Paul, so listen, find Rhett Palmer. We're going to go on the air now. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to having some fun with you. Call me back. Oh, you can call me after 11 if you want.
Yeah, okay, cool. But I'll look forward to you coming up at the end of July.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll have some fun, and we'll help this fella out because I reached his
Here we
market.
go.
Okay, bye-bye. I got to go. Bye.
See you, bye. Second.
Yes. It is I, the neighbor of the airwaves. No, it's the mayor of the airwaves. The mayor of the airwaves. And Joseph says he has no hearing in his. Oh, can you hear? Okay. Well, you're making movements like that,
I just move around a lot.
You do move around a lot. And we, of course, also have Beverly Osler on the line. And I believe we have a surprise visitor to the show today. And would you please announce who you are, Congressman?
I just want to know whether it's true that Joseph conspired with President Reagan to steal contraband jelly.
Congressman Bill Redmond. How are you doing? Great, man. So you're listening. Where are you? Are you in Colorado now? Are you traveling around New Mexico? Where are you?
No, I'm in Mexico.
I called him this morning and I left a message. So he could call in today and surprise you.
Oh, that was really sweet.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to meet up in D.C.? You and Bill Redmond? Bill, Rhett's going to be in D.C. Next week as well, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that'd be great.
So how's the wife?
I'm going to be in D.C. Yeah, you're not supposed to say that on the air.
Oh, sorry. Never
Please
mind.
don't ever do that. Okay.
I'm getting critiqued.
Yeah, no. Okay. That has to be